Hey guys, Twisted Disaster here, and I originally had this video planned out and shot a while ago, but some things happened, and more recent than not, and I hope this is okay. I'm kinda still new to this whole shooting, recording thing. I'm going to actually talk to you guys about being an online artist in the artist community while I show you some of my sketchbooks, because in my original sketchbook video, I took the time and went through each piece, and then after thinking about it, there was no real point because I was defeating the purpose of a sketchbook, so I'm going to show both. This one is one I did not complete because this is before I understood the real point of a sketchbook, and then this is the first one I actually completed. First, I want to say, this sketchbook is over the course of 2 to 3 years because I just could not finish a sketchbook because I was one of those people that was like, oh my god, I have a sketchbook, I need to finish it, and it has to be all fully done, and blah 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 blah, so I never ended up finishing them. This one is more of a reason for a sketchbook, just doodles, ideas, color palette swatches, that kind of thing. Alright, so let's get started of flipping through while I talk. Some characters. So, I've had this problem recently, and I've had a lot of people, friends, family, lots and lots of people, talking to me about what it's like being an artist as a job or career choice. And I really didn't script this out, so I'm probably gonna go and a lot, because I just, kind of irritated. So, first of all, everything comes with time, and the number one thing I can say is you have to put your name out there. Amazing, right? Never would have thought of that. I bring this up because I actually have some artist friends of mine who do not, do not want to put their stuff out there. They are, petrified of just the idea of their art being stolen. And while, sorry, spilled my camera. And while, art thieves are kind of shitty, I'm going to tell you guys a little secret here. When I started out with YouTube, when I was 11 to 12, what actually got me into watching speed paints was I used to be one of those 12-year-olds that would find anime screenshots and edit them. I would, had this, OC in mind, and I would get, a Naruto screenshot from some, free screenshot website, and I would go into MS Paint, and I would just, doodle over it. I literally, I go back on it now, and I'm like, man, I was so stupid, I could have spent that time drawing, because I doodled anyway. But at the time, I thought my art sucked, and no one wanted to buy my art, no one liked my art, so I just did those things where I was one of those children who edited screenshots. So, yeah. I will admit, when I was a wee teenager, aka 12 to 11, I did edit fan art and trace over fan art. I didn't post it. I mean, I did, because I was, stupid and naive, I did make YouTube videos about it, but that account no longer exists, so it doesn't even fucking matter. As an artist now, I realize how shitty that was, but back then, I was 12, so I, didn't see a point to it. Now, honestly, in my mind, since I was one of those 12-year-olds who was, super weeb, I'm just okay, whatever, you're young. I have a problem with the people who are in, their 20s, and they're trying to do it for money. See, that is where I have an issue. Oh. Titties, my bad. I have an issue with that because, well, I am currently making money off of it, and these people are 20. They are adults, and they could go find a job. And before anybody says anything, I know, okay, a correction, I know how hard it is to find a job now. But you know what? It is not fucking impossible if you're not picky. There was a time where I was extremely desperate, and I just applied every fucking where. And this is when, the economy just crashed, or, I was in high school and I was, 16, and even I got interviews at places. A 16-year-old in high school, I got interviews I mean, I didn't get hired till much later because I didn't realize what to say, so I was kind of just like a fumbling idiot. So I'm really not surprised. Ah, Kirby! But yeah, so, like, people who do that, I feel need to, stop because it's rude. And, yeah, you're not really gonna learn from that, but as a 12-year-old who at the time I thought drew pretty shitty, like, I think these are pretty shitty, and this is from 2014, this is from last year. I think I'm almost at the end of this one, actually, because I just kind of gave up. Yeah, you need to just, like, actually put your shit out there, and you don't bitch. Like, I hate to say that, but I can't think of any other, like, polite way to say it without having, like, a professional script done, is I have friends who are like, oh my gosh, Michelle, you get so many commissions, you get so many this, so many that. I'm like, I really don't. I mean, I get enough to where I don't have to work a part-time job, which makes me very happy, and I am actually getting more and more people every time I post something because I practice every day, because I do draw every day. I work every day. I like this. I might actually redraw this. Yeah. And I have a few other friends who are just like me, and I have friends who have a real job and also do work online because their real job really doesn't make a lot of money, because where we live, just a marked piece. You really, working part-time somewhere, a real job, aka retail, food, bloody, bloody, blah, not a, like, career. I have to use finger quotes because I know that some people get, like, easily offended and they don't really understand what I'm saying. So, by career, I am saying, like, you work, like, 40 plus hours a week, full-time somewhere, and you plan on working there for a long time. And that could be anything. I don't judge, but as long as you, like, work full-time somewhere, or you try to work full-time somewhere, then to me that is a real job and a career, unless you do not want to work there for the rest of your life. So, in my mind, people, like that, part-time in California sucks dick. Like, in most places, it's pretty easy. I have friends who work part-time, and they'll make, like, easily 30 hours a week, and out here, at least in the area I live in, which is a very big area, you will be very, very, very lucky to get, like, 20 hours at most. When I even worked a union job, I won't say where, I'll just say it was a supermarket, because I don't want to, I don't want to start trouble. Just start out, don't want to start trouble. I worked at a supermarket, and it was a union job, and, well, needless to say, even though it was union and I had to get hours, the most I would ever make is, like, 20 a week. And when I didn't make that, I remember one time I got scheduled for, I think that's it. That's this one. I got 30-something one week, and then the following week I only got, like, 12. Because, it sucks where I live, because a lot of places, like where I was working, they like to hire a lot of people compared to hire a, like, decent staff and give them decent hours, so that way they can just, be like, oh, well, you know what? We're gonna hire a lot of people, and then make it so that we give them dick hours, so that way we can hire more people and not have to give people full time. Like, I have a friend who's worked at this one job for literally years, and where she used to live, she got hours, like, no problem. Because, she was good at her job, and she still is good at her job, but when she moved out here, it was like, yeah, we'll give you, like, 8 hours a week, maybe. If you're good, we'll give you 16. Oh, and we're also hiring, so it's like, oh, well, that sucks, so for her to, like, pay her bills, she has to do commissions on the side, and, like, that's just life. Now, a very magical thing, I made, like, a really big rant journal about this, but the most basic thing is, you gotta put yourself out there. Oh, I should probably specify, real quick, sorry for being bleh. This sketchbook is my most recent one. This one was done this year in less than a few months, which for me is, like, fucking amazing, because this one took the course of, like, 2 to 3 years, and it still isn't done, and I'm really not gonna finish it, because I don't like it anymore. This one I started, I wrote a little thing real quick. February, ended a couple months ago. At least at the time of recording this. So, Yeah. This is also a render sketchbook, just real quick, so I don't get people like, oh my god, why doesn't it bleed through? Render sketchbooks are made for like marker people. They do not bleed through. This was my first test on it. I don't like working on the first page. And I just threw Copic ink on it just to test it out. These are actually 2 characters from a book I was reading. And yeah, no bleed through, so it's great for doodles. And then done by my friend Anna. You're gonna see a few from her because she like stole this before she bought her own. And Massey Clyde. Anyway, okay, so back to what I was saying was putting your name out there. If you draw something and you are really proud of it, fucking post it. Like, I know it sounds stupid and cliche. The only time I say don't post it is if you have, like, an idea for a story that you actually want to be made into something, and it's, like, spoiler-related. I made this mistake in the past because I originally thought my story couldn't be shit because I thought my art was shit, so I was like, here is a character that doesn't show up till, like, fucking years later and is really important, but now, like, it became one of my most known characters, so I can't really, like, hide it. Now that I'm actually working on it and writing it and gonna have it published hopefully soon. I'm like halfway done. So yeah, excited. But yeah, like, unless you have one of those where you're like, oh my god, I don't want to give away spoilers, then don't give away spoilers. Like, just doodle a character like this. And this is with brush pen, but like, oh, I like this character, I'm gonna doodle it. And then, oh, this ain't half bad, I'll put it on Instagram or my Tumblr or something, because it's a sketchbook, so it doesn't really, matter. Like this, like, it did all of, like, each of these in less than 10 minutes, I think. This one obviously took longer because it's a fully rendered thing, but still. What happens is, when you post out there, people see it, and then you gain something called followers, or watchers, whatever, whatever site you're on. And when you get those people, they will eventually start to like your stuff, start to favorite your stuff, start to comment on your stuff. And, after a couple of years of just constantly doing this, you will eventually have, like, I don't like saying a fan base, but, like, you have people who enjoy your stuff and want to pay for it. Like, I'm actually doing pretty well for the number of watchers I have. And I don't really have that much compared to most people. But like I said, I make enough to where I don't have to work a part-time job and I can work on my skills and get better and, be able to offer more in the future because of it. So I'm very happy. But this took fucking years in the making. Like, I've had a DeviantArt for almost, like, shit, I made that journal, I don't know, 6 years? Granted, different accounts, but still, I've been on DeviantArt for so many years that, like, my followers kind of, like, went with me when I moved. And same with, like, other sites like FA and Tumblr and all that stuff, It just, you gotta post your crap. Like, I know I'm redundant and I keep saying it, but you really do. Like, I have some friends who are amazing artists who, like, will not post any of their shit because they're just so petrified of art thieves. They're like, no, I won't post it. And then these same people, they're my friends, but lately they've been kind of irritating me because they come to me and they're like, oh my god, you get so many commissions compared to me, and you and your friends who post all the time get so many commissions compared to me. And I actually had somebody who really pissed me off, and I'm kind of, like, on the fence of being the friend anymore. I was like, my stuff's even better than yours, so, like, why aren't I getting paid, like, X amount of money when you're getting paid this? And I'm just like, well, that is really fucking rude, thanks for being a prick, and, like, saying that. Never, like, devalue your work. I'm not saying that I sell myself short. I sell myself short compared to some people I've seen, but I feel like my prices are fair because I am still growing as an artist. And I know my shit don't stink. Like, I think that's the biggest thing I can say is don't act like your shit don't stink, because everybody's shit stinks. It's Freddy stuff, OC stuff. And the reason why I say this is because, like, there's a trend going around where I see lots and lots of people I personally know, people I watch, who will, like, get super pissed off at an artist who they are an artist as their full-time job, and that is how, like, they pay their rent, and they live, and they buy food. And they're like, oh my gosh, why does this person get to, like, have an auction on something, and the auto buy is, like, $100 and something? That isn't fair. And a part of me is like, well, look, they've got, like, 8,000 watchers on just one website, and almost all of those watchers buy commissions from them. So they're like, well, I'm gonna do this, that way, I can give them a good quality thing. In some cases, it's not such good quality, but I'm not talking about those. And like, oh, okay, so here, like, I've seen some artists who, like, always deliver, who are like, damn, I've had this happen literally with some of these people where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna give you some money, and I will get my commission the next day, and it is like a fully rendered picture with even a background sometimes, and I'm just like, oh my god, I love you, right? Backgrounds for me, like, are sucky, which is why, I drew these too, because I need background practice, but that's just it. Like, you gotta fucking practice, and you gotta post, and you gotta, also, don't get upset if you don't get comments. Like, that's another big pet peeve of mine that I've been getting, is I rarely get comments, and it really doesn't bother me too much, because to me, as weird as it sounds, I enjoy favorites over comments, because I'm like, oh my gosh, that means someone's willing to, like, want to go back on this picture and look at it, and that just makes me, like, super happy, because I'm like, this is something that they willingly want to go look at again. Because half the times, I don't know what the fuck to say. Like, I'll have friends post an amazing picture, and I won't be, like, giving them this awesome critique where it's like, oh, this ambiance of the glow in her hair gives me these butterflies. No, I'll be like, oh my gosh, that looks so cool, I can tell you worked really hard on it, like, because I suck at explaining things and describing things, yet somehow when I write, my, like, friends read it, they're like, wow, this is actually this is detailed, how'd you do this? I'm like, I don't fucking know, my brain just works that way. But yeah, that's, it. Like, don't expect to get, like, magical critiques all the time, and you're gonna get trolls and assholes. Like, I get trolls and assholes. Everyone gets them. Heck, I got them when I was 12, and I used to, edit screenshots, and they weren't even like, oh my god, go to hell, you're killing someone's art. It was more like, dude, this sucks. Go die. And I'm like, oh, okay. Thanks, random person on YouTube. And I'm redundant, but a few rules that I say that a friend of mine pointed out many years ago is like, okay, 1, can you draw this yourself? Like, when commissioning somebody. And I don't mean, like, steal their style. What I'm trying to say is, like, oh, if I love this person's style so much, but it's kind of, like, not at an advanced skill level, I have to be, like, very touchy with this, because, people's skill levels are all different. And, excuse me, sorry, I burped. You don't want, like, okay, if you watched me in a live stream and you saw me doodle up something in, like, 5 minutes, I'll just use this as a perfect example, because I doodled this up in, like, less than 5 minutes. You saw this, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna sell this, $100. Would you buy it? I'm being honest. Would you buy, like, something like this for $100 when you watched me do it in less than 5 minutes? Now, some of you are going to say yes, but I'm sure the majority of you are going to say, no. Because, like, the fuck, I watched you make this in 5 minutes. And that's a kid thing, too, is, like, how long does it take for the person to make it? What's their skill level at? Is it worth it? Would you, as an artist, I'm talking artist, would you buy your own art? Like, that's a huge thing. Like, I have a friend of mine who is a good artist, and he's been practicing for a long time, and he's openly said, he's like, I don't commission people, but I like when people commission me. And I'm like, why? It's like, oh, I just don't see the point in giving people money. And I'm like, but you take commissions. Oh yeah, that's different, because my skill level's high. And I'm like, wow, you cocky prick. Like, why do you think that way? Like me, I do commissions, and I love commissioning other people when I have money, when I don't have bills, because adulthood sucks sometimes. And I love supporting artists because it is fun. And yeah, that's about it. Like, I'm probably gonna make another video in the future that's not as, like, ranty as this one, where I'm explaining more about, like, what goes into a sketchbook and junk, but I can't even think right now. I really can't think too well. But I know it sounds redundant, but it's, like, all I can really think of to say. Like, I'm a very blunt person, so, post your stuff out there. You're gonna get hate. Don't let the hate bother you. If this is what you love doing, if you love love drawing this weird perspective of cheeseburger, do it now. No, if you love drawing and you see yourself drawing all the time, like while you're going to school or while you're working, then keep doing it, but find a way to, like, share it, because and don't complain that, like, other artists online who don't have the same skill level as you, because I actually have some close friends that I met through other close friends who are going to professional art school and actually work with professional companies who I will not name, but some of them were, like, big when I was a kid in the 90s in animation. And they're like, oh my gosh, you have so many more watches than me, why is this? And I'm just like, do you post online? Oh, well, I don't want my stuff stolen, because my stuff can get stolen online. I'm like, okay, we live in a day and age where everything can be fucking stolen. You know, like, I hate to say it. I'm like, and you work for an animation company, so this isn't even, like, if it's story-related, like, if you have a comic, because I have a bunch of friends with stories, then yes, I can see, oh, I have a blank page, what? Okay, I didn't see that. Then yes, I understand that. Comic-wise, story-wise, yeah, don't post that. If you don't want to, that's fine. But if you're just doodling random fan art, you know, that you really like, post it. If you have a sketch of a character that you have no idea what the hell they're from, and you like the idea of how this character looks, post it. You know, reblog it. Just all that stuff. Tag your stuff. Tagging, too. That's like another big thing, is I'll see people post stuff and not put anything in the tags. And then, again, these people complain that they don't get anything. And I'm like, well, you make it impossible for people to find your stuff because, you know, you're, like, hiding in the resources of the web. Whatever. Oh, I didn't draw this. This was a picture I glued in here to, like, do a quick little warm-up thing. Again, most of these are just warm-ups. Warm-ups. And, yeah. Don't get butthurt because everyone sucks over time and you only get better as you practice. And don't be like, oh my gosh, I see people, because I've also seen people do this and it's not too smart, is where they will, like, just start out online, and even though their stuff is good, they just start out with nothing behind them and they've never posted online before. And then they'll be like, I'm gonna quit my job and do this because I see other people do this. And I'm like, these people who are doing this full time and make buttloads of cash, they have been doing this for, like, fucking years. Like, they haven't been just like, oh, I'm gonna drop everything and I had an education and, you know, I had a career job and I'm just gonna be like, nope, bye. And then you know, they're like, oh crap, I'm not making any money. And it's like, why aren't I making money? But you're making money. And I'm like, because I put my name out there. I post everywhere. When I finish something, I post it. Unless the client, okay, this is a correction. If the client doesn't want you to post it, then that's completely different. But that is honestly a very, very, very rare few, because a lot of people actually like seeing their characters drawn and be like, oh my gosh, look, X person drew my character, yay, look at this art, you know, and they'll, like, have a link, hopefully, to the original. And that's, like, all I really have to say about it. Hopefully, again, I'll probably, like, redo this in a couple months with, like, you know, all professional and, like, a script written and being all smart and maybe a speed paint or something. But yeah, I hope this helped you guys and you got to see my sketchbooks in the process. Yay! My next one that I'll probably do, if I can grab it real quick, is gonna be my hex chart. Is this sketchbook? All of my stickers I got off of RedBubble, because I got a smaller one. Still render. So yeah, all this, didn't draw any of these. These are all from RedBubble. Again, you know, these artists made money because they posted their shit on a website and, like, looked up Lapis, found a Lapis sticker I like. Look up Rose, found a Rose. Pokemon! Gaming stuff. Five Nights at Freddy's. Actually, Fredbear's Family Diner, but still I love this house. You know, like, Magic 3DS, Bravely Default, just, when you think of something, post it. There you go. Alright, that's moral of the story. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Oh, wait, shit, one more thing. Okay, so I'm thinking of making a new channel that's actually, like, professional and, like, no copyrighted music, and I might actually monetize it, so I may do that in the future. If I do, again, I'll make a video, like, linking to the new channel. But yeah, for right now, it's just gonna be, like, random things. Alright, so I'll talk to you guys later.